Your party has been struggling in a fight against the meanest and most powerful goblins you have ever encountered. Suddenly, one of these fiendish creatures strikes you, dealing massive damage. You make the math and realize you have 0 hit points left. What happens now? Well, for starters, you are unconscious and incapacitated, which means you can't move or speak or not even be aware of your surroundings. You also can't take actions nor reactions. You also drop whatever you were holding and then proceed to fall down yourself. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws from now on. Not to mention attacks against you have advantage, and if the attack comes from a creature 5 feet away from you, it's going to be an instant critical hit. Now, critical hits while unconscious are not the same. I'll explain this later. Now, if the damage you were dealt is less than your maximum HP, your character falls unconscious. But if the damage surpasses your maximum HP on the negative way, you can say goodbye to that character. For now. Now, what do I mean by this? See, if your character has a maximum HP of, let's say, 10, and this goblin dealt 15 points of damage, then your character's HP will technically be -5, but only when that damage is dealt. If it had been 20, then your character would have died instantly, since it surpasses -10. Now that your character is unconscious instead of dead, this means your character's HP is always 0 hit points. Remember that technical 5 HP I just mentioned? That only happens during that damage taking. Why is it like this? Well, most healing spells can heal from 7 to 15 points or so. So imagine those high level characters ending with -80 hit points. Try to heal that with some limited spells and potions. So this is why once you hit 0, it's always 0. Except for that instance of instantly we mentioned earlier. So, now that that's out of the way, back to your DC soon to be corpse over there. Being unconscious means during your turns, you will be doing something called death save rolls. Now, take a look at your character sheet. You have these 6 empty dots, 3 for successes and 3 for failures. At the beginning of your turn, you will roll a d20 die. If the number is 10 or higher, you mark a success. If the number is lower than 10, you mark a failure. If you complete 3 successes, your character is stabilized, which means you don't need to roll death saves anymore. You are still unconscious and at 0 hit points, but hey, you are not dying yet. But if you get 3 failures before this happens, your character is going to die. Now, what happens if you roll a 1 or a 20? Well, if you roll a 1, this counts as 2 points to failure, instead of 1. Remember when I mentioned attacks against you were instant critical hits? Well, this is the same. A critical hit while unconscious means you add 2 points of failures. And on top of that, the damage is rolled. So if the damage is higher than your maximum HP, like in the example from before, starting from 0, then it's going to be an instant kill. So hope the enemy is too stupid so it ignores you after you fall, or someone is nearby to drag attention. Otherwise, you are just a punching bag. Now in the other side of the spectrum, you get a 20, well, this means your character recovers 1 hit point, which means the unconscious state ends. Congratulations, you can stand up and fight alongside your comrades again, who are probably doing their own death saves since you were out for most of the fight. Now you might be wondering, can my companions do anything to help me during this? Well, yes, if any of them has a healing spell or a potion, they can cast it on you or make you drink that potion. and the heal will put you back on the fight. But if there's no healing resources around, well, tough it is, because you will have to rely on your luck and their professional knowledge as medical experts, because they will have to spend an action to make a medicine check of at least 10 in order to stabilize you at 0 hit points, which means you are still out of the fight, but at least death failures are no longer a risk. How do you heal if there's no healing resources available? Well, your dungeon master is going to roll a 1d4 die, and that's the amount of hours your party will have to wait for your dead ass to recover 1 hit point. And no, this is not a short rest, don't try to pull that shit off. You are not safely taking a nap, your body is recovering from death's door. While this waiting is happening, watch out, because any damage you will receive will cause you to start rolling again. Luckily for you, it starts from 0. Death saves won't carry after being stable or healed. Well, I hope this was a helpful guide on the unconscious state. Now remember, this is just the basic rules as they come in the player's handbook. Dungeon masters can change the rules as they see fit. They can even change the entire concept of the death savings. Just remember to have fun. I hope this was helpful. Have a good day.